What's more absurd? Intentionally filthing up a luxury SUV in the name of adventure? Perhaps showing it off to your rich neighbors once you're finished? An 8-cylinder SUV lacking even the most basic off-road equipment? Or perhaps a vehicle that consumes more than 18 liters per 100 kilometers? At fuel prices of €1.25 per liter, traversing that 100-kilometer stretch of road costs almost 23 euros. Of course, anyone with over 60,000 euros to spend for one of these SUVs probably is happy to pay that much on gas. Despite its 310 horsepower V8 engine, the VW Touareg is facing more and more competition in its class. Competition such as the completely redesigned Mercedes ML500, the miniature version of a classic, the Range Rover Sport, and the Volvo XC90 with the company's first ever V8 engine. Like we said, as thirsty as they are, these engines play in a league of their own, with fuel consumption figures that seem a bit out of step with the times. In this group, the Range Rover Sport is the most suitable for true off-roading. With Land Rover's electronically controlled driving assistance system called Terrain Response, even newbies can make it through the muck with almost no effort. The Touareg's all-wheel drive system is also helped out by a differential gear and a differential locking assembly. So equipped, the Touareg can handle medium difficulty terrain as securely as the ML500. XC90 drivers should best forget about such excursions because Volvo doesn't offer any off-road features whatsoever for its truck. As a compensation, however, the Volvo makes an excellent showing on the test track. In the 0 to 100 sprint, it leaves the VW and the Range Rover in the dust. Only the Mercedes accelerates faster. 0 to 100 in 7.3 seconds, 460 Newton-meters of peak torque. These are performance figures once reserved only for purebred sports cars. For a group of vehicles weighing between 2 and 2.5 tons, the braking test is a particularly great challenge. Top marks here go to the Mercedes and the VW. And here's what we noticed when we took a look inside. Materials, design, and workmanship leave little to be desired on all four of our competitors. The ML500 offers the best seating comfort. Adjusting the seats is intuitive and can be done without looking. When the rear seats are folded down, the Mercedes also shines with the greatest amount of luggage space. With 2,050 liters, the Mercedes has almost 500 liters more luggage space than the VW. Normally, the VW has the widest rear bench, but putting more than 2 adults back here is not a good idea. The retractable trailer hitch is an interesting extra. First impressions can be deceiving. The rear bench of the Range Rover is not only hard, it also forces occupants to sit in an uncomfortable position. The Volvo surprises with an optional third seating row that offers room for 2 children. However, what that has to do with the design concept of an SUV remains a Swedish mystery. Despite the air suspension, the VW Touareg is only so-so on bumpy roads. The steering is light, but does not carry out driver inputs with precision. Overall, the Touareg puts in an acceptable performance. The vehicle has no glaring weaknesses, but it also no longer represents the state of the art. The Mercedes ML500 shines on rough terrain with its lightness and its confident handling. Its suspension is the only one here to successfully combine comfort and a sporty feel. We couldn't help but notice that the ML500 managed to score in every test category while displaying almost no major faults. The Range Rover Sport HSE is the most expensive in our pack. At this price, a couple of extras such as the air suspension are already included. The long list of standard features speaks in the Range Rover's favor, as do its off-road capabilities. However, it has too many weaknesses for it to finish at the top of the ranking. The Volvo XC90 stands out a bit in this group due to its lack of an air suspension and off-road equipment, although it does score points with its attractive price and high-powered engine. The lack of off-road capability, however, causes it to lose points in terms of safety and security. The ML500 leaves the competition in the dust, while in its rearview mirror, a hard-fought battle for second takes place, with the Volvo coming in ahead of the Touareg by a nose.